It's great to be here. I hope you are all enjoying the fantastic talks and having a good weekend. Because before you know, it's going to be Monday. And come Monday, most of you, including myself, will need to go back to their works. Do you know that on average, we will spend 90,000 hours or 10.2 years of our lifetime working? That is a long time. Most of this time will be spent in our offices. That is why, as an interior designer who is specialized in workplace design, I believe I can make a huge impact on the quality of your life. Not as much as your boss, but almost. So today, I will talk about the workplace and how, even though we have technology and we have remote working, the workplace is here to stay. Because the workplace is on a path of evolution. So much so, I would argue, we should not even be calling workplace anymore. We probably need another word for it. Because its fundamental nature, it's transforming. Nowadays, we don't necessarily go to our workplaces to work. We mainly go there to socialize and to connect. But to fully understand what is happening and where we're going, we need to first understand where we come from. So I'd like to take you on a journey to see what the evolution of the office has been so far, to better understand what are the factors that shapes the place that you work in. And from there, we will be able to imagine how the workplace of tomorrow is going to look like. And I'd like to start this journey from the 1980s, from what could have been my father's office. As you can see, it mainly consisted of cubicles that were cheap and effective and thought to increase focus of employees. Computers gained popularity in this era, but it was really in the 90s that computer completely transformed the way we work. Office design, however, remained behind this transformation. As you can see, was still only utilitarian and functional, a bit dull. Cubicles have to become even smaller, because the number of employees rose in the 90s, but so did the cost of real estate. And so you have more people in less space. And then in the 2000s, it was a time of evolution because technology advanced at a rapid pace. Plus we have high-speed internet and the smartphone that completely transformed the way people connected with each other. It was also a time for revolution because work attire drastically changed in the 2000s when tech startups pushed forward the idea that the way you perform and the way you feel is more important than what you wear. And the cubicle? Where is? Cubicle is gone in favor of open office floor plan without any dividers. And then in the 2010s, we saw another huge leap in workplace design when offices became highly designed, vibrant, attractive, because at this point, companies wanted to embed their image and their values into the workplace design so that their employees could feel more included, empowered, and share the mission. And functionally, the concept of breakout space was born. Spaces supporting collaboration, interaction, even relaxation. It all contributed to a more dynamic, flexible, versatile office environment that I think is what best represents millennials and Gen Z, who are by now the vast majority of our workforce. And I myself, I'm a millennial. And if you think about it, in comparison with our fathers' generations, we grew up already familiar with multitasking. When we studied back in the day, was not exactly in a quiet bedroom with a table desk, but rather with music up, TV on, eating snacks, on the sofa, in the kitchen, on the bed, wherever we find that day suitable for us. So now an office that is dynamic and versatile is what best represents this generation habits. And then in the present decade we're living in the 2020, it opened up with a global pandemic, when overnight we had to work from home, connecting with clients and colleagues only through video calls. And at that point, the question was, Do we even really need an office? And if so, deep in the pandemic, we thought the post-COVID office would have been a sort of a mini hospital with less occupancy, the temperature checks, the social distancing. It was almost like the office was deemed to go all the way back to the 80s with the cubicle and the partitioning. But that never really happened, right? And why? That is precisely because with the evolution we just saw, we came to the realization that our office is not just a place to go to work. It's a place where we go to feel included, to share the mission, to collaborate with the team, to learn from our seniors. So we go there for the human connection. So the office has become a social place as much as a workplace. And therefore, an office is still much needed now and in the future. But post-pandemic, employees demanded more flexibility to work from home because they wanted to retain some of the advantages, like the commute, right? So now globally, companies do allow for their staff to work from home 1, 2, or 3 days per week, and they adopt hybrid working models. On this, we have observed that consumer goods, science, government agencies rank among the highest to require full-time with presence in the office, while media, finance, and tech require the least amount of time in the office. There are different sectors, it's different working approaches. It's not a one-size-fits-all for hybrid working. There are multiple approaches to it. But the fundamental question still stands. With less people in office every day, what do we do with all the extra space? And how we can rethink the office of the future to better suit hybrid working? Well, I am an interior designer, so my answer is going to involve space planning. So let's take a look at the traditional office approach for space planning, with the open office area highlighted in yellow for individual use with the individual workstation, and the enclosed space highlighted in blue for meeting and collaboration. As you can understand by now, this model do not align anymore with how we actually utilize the office. It will now make sense in the future to reverse this approach, swapping the two, liberating the open office area for collaboration, interaction, because that is why people want to come to the office. From communal tables to soft seating areas to modular workstation that can be reconfigured for workshop, for brainstorming, you go to the office and choose your working destination for the day, according to your daily work plan. The emphasis should be on creating an environment that is adaptable and versatile, that genuinely foster and enhance collaboration, creativity, but also effectiveness. And in the future, the enclosed meeting room will be designed as flex rooms. Thanks to movable partitioning, we can open up the room and expand its function for other purposes. For example, to host large gatherings when the whole office show up, for fireside chats, town hall meetings. Plus, we need small sites, enclosed spaces for individual use. In an era where remote communication is still an integral part of our daily operation, we need those jump rooms to jump to find privacy and dedication. To put it simply, in the future, we'll go to the office to meet and collaborate in the open and use private, dedicated spaces as needed, because the office do extends into our homes, and to just go to the office to do what we could do at home no longer makes sense. So in the future, the office needs to be a compelling destination to go, with plenty of amenities. In this regard, I was meeting with a person in charge for the China project of a large European tech firm, who mentioned that their biggest challenge is to encourage their employees to come to the office more often. So the solution was to turn one entire floor of their headquarters to build a gym, a yoga room, a kindergarten, a cozy cafeteria with a fireplace. Of course, this comes natural if you have a large office, a large real estate, but any size of office will increase their share of amenities. And I see great opportunities in the spaces around pantries, extending the definition to social hub. That is a sort of cafeteria that can be used all day long for a different working experience. In the future, the overall style of the office will move away the traditional corporate look and go towards hospitality with cozy elements, residential style furniture, warm color. To some extent, it's going to look more like your homes. And we can see how all this is unfolding if we see in retrospect and comparison from where we started. The difference among them is staggering. We went from cubicles and we are going to sofas. We went from pragmatic and we are going to cozy. Because the fundamental reasons of why we go to the office is transforming. We mainly go there now to socialize and to connect. So instead of workplace, how about we start naming it company hub to take into account all the different components that makes our offices essential spaces. Spaces to spend those 90,000 hours of our lives as fulfilling as possible. Thank you.